I would say, first of all, congratulations, Congresswoman Clark, for her focus on early education, right? That is a big issue in terms of universal pre-kindergarten. 0 to 5, as the Congresswoman said, is the most critical. I'm a mom of 4, mom of 3, right? Yep. Mom of 3. And so we know the importance of that, right? It starts, baby's young, you read to your child and so forth. And so it's quite interesting in terms of the population, in terms of the diversity, right? The incredible diversity we have in our state, where you have families that come from different backgrounds and they speak different languages. And there is the piece around access to quality early education. So that's something we're working on. There was a big hearing that happened last week. Right at the State House to talk about universal pre-kindergarten in the Commonwealth. Second one would be economic development and opportunity. So the largest development that's taking place, it's in my district on the South Boston waterfront. How can we make sure that businesses that are owned by people of color and women, that they're at the table? One, construction jobs, yes, the diversity in construction jobs is important, but we have small businesses that are, whether it's law firms, architects, engineers, amazing small businesses here in the Commonwealth. 97, we have about 90, what is it? Let me tell you now, and I just lost it. It's, oh gosh. Okay, let's forget it. But the small businesses represent 97.8% of all employers and employ 46.3% of the private sector labor force here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. But there is not equity in terms of the level playing field. So that is a big piece. There was the expansion of the convention center, put language in law to talk about access, to make sure that businesses that are owned by women, that people of color, that they're at the table, not just at the end in construction, but pre-development as well. And the final piece I'll say is very important is the social emotional piece in our communities and our neighborhoods. There's a lot of issues. There are 351 cities and towns in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and every community is different. But I can tell you that opiate addiction is one of the big issues we're facing here in the Commonwealth. Long time ago, people thought it was a city issue, an urban issue, because South Boston, in my community, for the last 20 years, people have been ODing. But we've seen that this has impacted everyone. Whether you live in the suburban, rural, urban communities, people are being touched by substance abuse and addiction. So we have to tackle that issue. And that is where the social emotional piece comes into play, and giving support in schools, right? And making sure that there are counselors that are there to really identify the children that may be having a rough time, but also making sure that we have the services available within our communities and our neighborhoods. Because it's not right to say if you have a family in crisis, you're going to go to a judge to sanction your loved one. So they could go to prison for 15 days to get detox. That does not make sense, because we are the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So how do we detox people but give the step-down beds and step-down services that folks need, like the treatment facilities, like the residential beds in our neighborhoods where people can get healthy and well. So, there's a lot of issues, to tackle in the Commonwealth, but it's a great place. We have amazing bipartisan leadership in this state, and people are working hard. And so those are the three so far.